It's Tech Lid, and we're bullish. The stampede is coming, baby. In this video, we will be taking a look here at Sundial Growers, the ticker symbol SNDL. Currently, for the day, Sundial Growers is up 1.69%. It's not much of a big push, but at least it's pushing forward today. Over the course of the last 5 days, we have seen quite a bit of red. It is down 9.49% over the last 5 days. So if you're thinking about getting into Sundial Growers, yeah, right about now might be the time. It did dip low into the 79-cent mark, but of course, we always see recoveries. And as I have said before, over and over and over again, anytime that Sundial Growers is under $1, it's a steal. If it dips even more, load up even more. Just a quick disclaimer though, I am not a financial advisor. Always make sure to do your own due diligence and research when you invest in any type of market. When you do the homework and you do the research, you will come out winning. Bank on it. We're going to take a look here at an article from the Investor Place. Schumer bill is just what Sundial Grower stock needs now. If anything can send Sndl stock and the entire cannabis sector soaring, it's this. While Canadian cannabis company Sndl isn't the biggest player in the pot game, Sndl stock gets a lot of attention as a so-called meme stock. In other words, it's been said that Reddit traders like to talk about Sundial as a short squeeze target. And I'll grant this is an angle worth considering. On the other hand, investors don't have to sit around and wait for the Reddit short squeeze mob to set their sights on Sndl stock. There are other reasons to take a bullish position today, not the least of which is a high-profile legislative push to bring sweeping reform to U.S. marijuana laws. So this is a great catalyst that is happening for Sndl. If we think about it, we have to be realistic with ourselves. A lot of the hype for Sndl was based on the Reddit users, on the Reddit stock, the Reddit tweets, the meme stock, blah, 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 whatever the mainstream media is talking about. But make no mistake, make no doubt about it. These Reddit users, these Reddit investors, they're not idiots. They know what is about to happen. They have that feeling of what is about to happen. Why? Because they've gone out there. They've done their research. They know that Sndl is sure to pop. It's just a matter of time and just a matter of when. We already saw that with Sndl going to nearly $4. It did of course dip because many things happened. We did see people taking a whole bunch of profit, and at the end of the day there's nothing wrong with that, because seriously, you can't tell anybody what to do with their money. It's their money, and whatever exit plan they have, that is completely up to them. But those who know that it could potentially soar even higher than that. I'm not gonna look at the whole article here. If you want, you can just read it yourself in its entirety. Once again, Schumer bill is just what Sundial Grower stock needs now. That's the headline, and this is from Investor Place. But here we go. This is monumental, and for now, the major catalyst that could push Sndl stock to fresh short-term and even long-term highs. On July the 14th, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer proposed legislation that would legalize marijuana at the federal level in the U.S. Reportedly, the bill is known as the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act. If passed into law, it would remove marijuana from the Controlled Substances Act. Plus, the bill seeks to introduce regulations to tax cannabis products. On top of all that, the act would expunge the federal record of nonviolent prior cannabis law offenders. This is monumental, Schumer declared, with more than a hit of bombast. Yet, I won't say that he's not right about that. For Sndl stock investors, monumental is absolutely the right word. Any pro-pot legislation, be it in the US or Canada, is bullish for cannabis stocks in general. And with Sndl shares being so cheap, this event could provide a setup for a swift price move. Look, this is the key thing right here. Sundial shares being so cheap. This is what happens a lot of time in the stock market. Everybody's waiting for this bill and this act and everything to get passed. So here is what happens psychologically. Those who are not in the know are going to wait till this is actually passed. It's going to go all over the news outlets if indeed it is passed. And then they want to get in sundial growers. But while they're thinking about getting in, other people are already getting in. And that's going to drive up the price, meaning you'll be able to accumulate less sundial growers for what you're paying. If you get in right now, of course, not financial advice, you're able to maximize your profits when all of this does go into motion. Of course, classic buy the rumor, sell the news. We're going to have a lot of that stuff going on. But at the same time, this is going to be a catalyst, and a real catalyst at that. I mean, just think about it. Legalizing marijuana at the federal level here in the United States is going to be a huge deal. And they're already talking about removing marijuana from the Controlled Substance Act. So it's not anymore, no longer will it be declared a controlled substance. So this is obviously something that people have to keep in mind. And plus, they're talking about the tax cannabis. They are going to tax cannabis so much. It is going to be mega profitable. There is no wonder that they want this legislation to pass. I mean, just think about it. All of these marijuana sales on all kinds of things. I mean, we can't think small here. You can't just think pot regularly. What about edibles? This is a big thing in the marijuana sector. You're going to have edible. You're going to have cannabis infused drinks more than likely. All of these things are going to come together and be blended into this genre and this whole thing with marijuana. And all of this is going to be taxed. And then think about the law offenders that were imprisoned in federal incarceration, all of this thing over a plant, something that was not violent, something that did not harm anybody. All of those people will have their records clean to the extent that, it's no longer a thing where they should be looked at as quote unquote criminals because of marijuana. So this is definitely going a long way in more than one way, because it's not just about the stock here with Sndl. It's about marijuana. It's about the whole movement, and it's just a shame that a lot of people lost their freedom over this. But over the past years, I think a lot of people have really been educated about marijuana and the things that it does, and also what marijuana does not do. So this is definitely one that I would say the word monumental, it is absolutely the right word to use. It is in fact and indeed monumental. I mean, just think about it. This whole push going forward with marijuana, it's going to be a part of the new world. Think about it as something as a drink. Something as a casual drink was so acceptable, but yet marijuana wasn't seen in that light. And of course, you have to change with the times. Those who change with the time are able to profit. Those who change with the time, they're able to see what is going on. And of course, those who can change will indeed profit, as I said. Notice I said that twice, because this is what it's all about. It's all about getting in that profit. But those that do not see the profit do not see Sndl as a buy right now. Those that are building for the future, you better believe they're loading up on Sndl stock. Whether you go ahead and buy it, of course, that's completely up to you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a big fat thumbs up so that we could have more eyes on this video and have it seen more across the YouTube algorithm. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. It's a free country. But guess what? The news ain't gonna stop. I'm still gonna keep it real with you guys. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you do hit that notification bell so you can stay notified, up to date, and informed. Until the next time, peace and love to the Tech Lid Legion.